freemium. That is, you give a free version, and then there's a pro version that you pay for. And you see this a lot with, for example, iPhone apps, where you get the free version with 1 or 2 levels, and you can buy the whole version and get the full 20 or 30 levels, and different things like that. And what he says is that even if 99% just use the free version, you can still make money on the 1% who use it. And 1% of the users can support all the others. So if you just get money from a very small percentage, he's saying that opens up the possibility. The other one is advertising, where you provide a special audience. So you offer up a free site giving information to different people, a small group, and advertisers really like to be able to target specific groups that they know would be more apt to buy their product. And so advertising can be used. The third way is cross-subsidies. So you get a free lunch if you buy beer. So he's basically saying you go in, you buy your pint of beer, and they'll give you a free hot dog. And this could work in an educational context where materials are free if you pay tuition or you join a particular club or whatever. The other one is zero marginal cost, and online music is the best example of that, where the cost of producing it and distributing it is so low that it doesn't really enter into the problem as an expense. Labor exchange, and you can look at that for the Dig site, or Google 411, where people basically contribute, and they create the site, and so their contribution is work, and they get something out of it, they put something into it. And I think that is a good model for open education resources in particular, is if your university or group is putting a lot into creating open education resources, they can take a lot out of it. And the Merlot, for example, is sort of on that. If you're a member, you can share in the resources, and there's a number like that. And finally, there's the gift economy, where dollars aren't everything, and you can, if you can afford it, give it away to people. So that there is different views of what is free and what isn't. And Alex Bruns talks about prod users, that is from production to prod usage. And by that he means that users are active participants in the production of artifacts. And that, again, fits very nicely into our view of how we can build the open education resources. And he mentions as examples the open source movement, the Wikipedia, citizen journalism, blogs in particular, immersive worlds, and distributed creativity like the music video and Flickr open access sites, open sites. So with the producage, there's different models of how that can work. For example, Wikimedia, set up by a company, and the Wikimedia Foundation sets up it's not a company, a community. There's an initial IP contribution from public domain. There's another way that it goes into the mix of available things. People can make money out of these free things through commercial non-profit or user-generated content. And they mentioned The Sims as part of that. That is that people make money by producing things that other people using that particular product want to use. Red Hat has made a very successful commercial business out of open source software, as Sun Microsystems is doing as well, and IBM to a great extent. And valuable, often commercial-grade content is created, and commercial activities can be taken out by users themselves, and they can create new industries. The principles of producage, as put out by Axel Bruns, is they're community-based, and this contributes more than any closed team. You get more out of it if you leave it open. You have a fluid hierarchy. That is, it's appropriate to personal skills or interests in loose subgroups, focusing on specific problem. So you get people who are interested in it and get them working on it, is basically what he wants to say. Unfinished artifacts, there's projects that are continually under development. The development follows evolutionary, iterative, and God forbid, palimpsestic paths, whatever that means. Maybe Terry can explain that to us later. Common property, individual rewards, contributors permit non-commercial use or adaptation, further development, and people are rewarded by the status capital. So they're the different principles of prod usage, which sort of parallel and I guess explain in a different context some of the ideas put forward principally about the benefits of using open education resources. So some of the main areas that are supporting it, the OER Commons is a big one. The open education community for teachers, for learners. That's one of the ones we can go to. Another one is you can use the open education resources for profit making. And one of these is the Flat World Knowledge. And an Alberta company that we are working with at the moment, Lyrics Learning, is part of the Flat World Knowledge. I wouldn't say part, but they're partnered with them in developing it. And the idea is, their idea is, they put out a free online version, and then they charge for the print version or for a better quality online version, which I'm sort of suspicious of, because the online version that's free is very poor quality, and you sort of pay for the other versions. But it's one model that seems to be working so far, and we'll just have to follow it and see where it goes. So, will educators and learners produce? Well, social software it affords, but the idea of build it and they shall come there rarely works. And unfortunately, we're seeing a lot of that with the open education resource community today. There is, as we pointed out, there's thousands, tens of thousands, even millions of free components out there, and they're just not being used. And my own belief is that it just hasn't caught on yet, that at some point we're going to reach a tipping point. But so far the evidence is that people are not using it, and some are arguing, and with justification, that maybe it just isn't going to work. And one of the questions is recognition by your peers enough of a reward? And how can students use open education resources with accreditation? And that's a big question that is being posed now, is so students, if they avail themselves of these free resources on the web for learning, how do they get credit and recognition for that? If they, for example, follow a course that's fully online and fully freely available, they do the work, they They gain